Hi everyone, hope you are doing well from wherever you're watching this channel, depending on your time zone. Now, many people in this country were not comfortable when Raila Odinga went for bipartisan dialogue with William Ruto through his representative of Azimio la Umoja, 7 members of parliament, others drawn from the Senate. And after that, of course, Raila was reading the mood. So he left this country, and yesterday he landed back at JKIA. And of course, we had the People's Barasa in Nairobi. After People's Barasa, Raila announced the return to the street. That means dialogue has been suspended. It is now clear that people are going to go back to the mass action. Of course, Kenya Kwanza had convened a meeting for the leaders between Azimio and the Kenya Kwanza side to resume the stalled bipartisan dialogue. But again, in back to forth between the two camps, the Azimio and the Kenya Kwanza, Raila Odinga has said no to the bipartisan dialogue. And incidentally, Azimio has announced to go back to the street on 2nd May, a day that Kenya Kwanza had set for return to the bipartisan dialogue. That means the day that Kenya Kwanza will be expecting Azimio in the dialogue, Azimio will be leading demonstrations or mass action in the street. So Raila has said, no, I'm no longer going to go into this bipartisan dialogue. I'm going back to the people. The question people will be asking, why back to the street? Those are the questions. But then, I don't want to focus more on what Raila Odinga said because it's clear he has announced going back to the street. What I want to check into is the reaction or response from William Samuel Ruto. Now, Ruto, seemingly he was so much angry with Raila Odinga's new position going back to the street. And it was very clear. He said that nasikia wanataka kwenda kuharibu mali ya Wakenya. Haitawezekana. Mimi ndio rais hapa Kenya. Kama mnataka kwenda, mtajua hamjui. That was William Samuel Ruto. I was surprised. Why is Ruto reminding Kenyans that yeye ndio rais? And again, how can a president use the word like mtajua hamjui if you go back to the mass action? Remember, Raila Odinga is not the one who is calling for mass action. Raila is just announcing what Kenyans want. So Ruto is literally telling Kenyans that mtajua hamjui, mimi ndio rais. I don't know why he's reminding Kenyans that he is the president if indeed he was elected through the ballot. And let me quote him again also in another statement. Don't think that if we agreed to talk, we will entertain playing games. I will stop the maandamano. That was William Samuel Ruto. So he's saying he will not entertain anything. He will stop maandamano. Again, we have questions to ask on the same issue. Who is playing game in the bipartisan dialogue? Then Gachagua is there also. For those saying they are going to the street, they are welcomed to go and make noise and go home. They are invited to go to the street, wear sufuria on their head, shout to the rooftops, and quietly go home to join their families and watch what they were doing on television. Look at that. They are taking it so much casual. We are continuing with this particular discussion, but just a quick request for those who are watching and you are not subscribed, please consider subscribing. To the returning subscribers, I must say thank you so much. And again, to all our viewers, please give this video a thumbs up. Thank you so much, and back to this discussion. Now, it is clear from William Samuel Ruto, he is a very, very angry man. He is responding in anger. And one thing that has come out clear is that William Ruto is worried about his presidency. It has come out clear because he went further to say that mimi ndio president wa Kenya. When you know you are elected through the ballot and you have the backing of the public, you are treating Kenyans in a good way. There will be no way you will come and remind Kenyans that you are their president, that mimi ndio rais. You cannot. That tells you that Ruto is afraid and he knows that Kenyans are not with him. In my own view, that is what I'm reading in that statement. Kwa nini ukuja kuambia Wakenya mimi ndio rais when in hali wanajua wewe ndio rais? It means you are not sure. It means you are understanding that Kenyans might not be with you. That's why you can come out with such statements. So it shows a president who is weak and who is not sure of his presidency. Number two, when Ruto talk about that he will not entertain games. When they call for bipartisan dialogue, they will not entertain games. Playing games, why? Who is playing games here, if I ask the question? Between the Kenya Kwanza and Azimio, who is playing games when they call for bipartisan dialogue? Kenyans saw it very clear that it is William Samoei Ruto who is bringing the drama in the dialogue. He's playing games in that bipartisan dialogue. He don't mean what he was saying, because you cannot go in a bipartisan dialogue where people are complaining about poaching of members of parliament. Then you take Jubilee members of parliament in that bipartisan dialogue to represent Kenya Kwanza. Then you make a complaint about Posim, who is a member of Azimio, and say that he is part of Kenya Kwanza. Between Azimio and William Ruto, who is playing game in the bipartisan dialogue, it is William Ruto. So Kenyans saw that game earlier, and they want Raila Odinga to call off that bipartisan dialogue. So what Ruto should know is that it is not Raila Odinga who has announced going back to the street. It is Kenyans who have forced Raila Odinga to take that position. Because Kenyans realized that William Ruto was not serious in the bipartisan dialogue. You complain about what Azimio has brought, and all those people were in Azimio during campaign, and even up to late, through the legislative political party, he came out clear that there is not any sign that the people who are in Azimio coalition have shown in writing that they want to move out of the Azimio coalition. So Ruto was playing games, and the Kenyan said, hii ni mchezo. Things will not work here, so Raila should just go back to the street. Number two, Ruto promised Kenyans that the price of unga is going to go down after 1 week. He was in Machako that time, up to today. Iyo unga imeshuka. Kwenye kuna unga ya bei ya chini. There is one way Ruto will move Kenyans from the street. Cost of unga and other basic commodities. Kenyans realize that Ruto will not do anything as far as that issue of sorting out basic commodities is concerned. That's why they told Raila, take us back to the street. So in as much he will make all this noise, he will lack the support of Kenyans. And once you lack support of Kenyans, it means you want to use force. And how do you use force when people are in demonstration, which is already protected in the constitution? When people are not happy the way you are leading them, they have a right to go back to demonstration. So why is he angry with Kenyans? It is because he will not deliver what he promised. He said that he will take unga from 200 to 100. Today he's saying 150. So in fact he said 70, not 100. Today he's saying 150. After your 150 is not in there on shelves of many supermarket and then kiosks and other retailers. So unga is not yet 100. Because of that, people will be on the street. So Ruto is not offering amicable solution to the problem, and again he show all signs that he's not ready to sit down and sort out the problem that Azimio was raising. So because of that, people are going to go back to the street. Now here is the reason why it is going to succeed. Number one, Raila has what we refer to as the political support, that is social support from the people. As long as he has that support from the people, he's going to succeed. And again, Ruto has no option. Even if he engage using force, there is a big problem ahead of him. If Raila will call for mass action just for 1 week, tell me how Ruto will run this government. And he even failed to pay civil servants. Up to now, civil servants are yet to get salaries. Just a few have got it. 70% are yet to get. So he is angry because he cannot collect taxes. He knows if Raila go back to mass action, the country will become ungovernable. He is going to fail to reach targets. KRA cannot meet their target in collection of revenue. That's why he's too much angry. And by the way, he has no option. He's going to fail. Pea wa Kenya unga ya bei ya chini, basic commodities, punguza gharama ya mafuta, fuel. Then people can negotiate with you. There is all sign that they will not open server, and if they will not, if they will open, then they will not allow forensic audit. So walikuwa wanacheza mchezo ya paka na panya. Azimio wamesema we are not ready for that childish game. That's what they're saying. Mass action is here. I don't know your views, but in my view, I see William Ruto is worried, and again, he's issuing empty threats. You can tear gas Kenyans, you can kill somebody, you can't kill everyone. That's what Ruto should know also, and he's well aware. Raila has already warned Kome, and his name is in ICC. So any action of Kome will be taken from now. It is going to be recorded, and ICC will also be watching what he will be doing. I don't know if Blair has made it in the comment section for continuation of this conversation. Thank you, and see you in our next video.